Hey Leo, welcome back. So Leo, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading and we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. So Leo, when I was meditating on the collective Leo energy, I kept hearing we're number one, like almost like chanting in a crowd. We're number one, we're number one. Which, you know, of course you're number one, Leo. You're a Leo, come on now. But there's like this enthusiasm building in the energy, right? And then, whoops, as I knock my crystal over. Then I was getting a song, it's by Queen. He says, mud in your face, you big disgrace. We will rock you. So it's really interesting, right? There is like, first of all, it kind of reminds me of like going to an event or like a sporting event. Some of you might actually be doing that, but it's more so a symbolic thing of like rooting for you. You've got people rooting for you, or maybe even this competitive energy around you, whether that's, you know, you bringing that to the table or other people around you wanting to compete with you or something that you have. I'm not really sure, but it's like this determination coming through Leo of, well, I'll be number one, you know? So let's get into the tarot and see where this is headed. Leo, so overall energy, we'll start there and then we're going to get into it. You have a bunch of cards that want to come out, but only one, please. How did I know that would come out? So you have the Voyager here. This card is talking about enthusiasm, of course, because that's what I was just talking about. That's what I'm feeling energetically as well. But it also talks about independence, going outside of the box, risk-taking, not being afraid to say what you mean and mean what you say. It can be an exhilarating energy, but it can also, on the other end of that, say if you're angry or frustrated, come out in a very self-righteous or egotistical way. So it's all up to you how you handle the energy as it flows to you, Leo. Remember that. This also represents Sagittarian energy. Some of you could have that in your chart or be dealing with someone who has that in their chart as well. Then you have the Three of Wands and the Six of Swords. And it literally says, with these two cards combined, prepare for a resolution. So if there's been something on the docket is what I'm hearing, okay? Or if there's been something that you've wanted a resolution around, prepare yourself to come to some sort of conclusion or to receive that resolution during this time period, which I'm feeling more of like March, April, but it'll be different for each of you. It's just like prepare yourself. So the reason why I feel like the energy is amping up the way it is because there's a lot of big shifts that are happening for the collective during this upcoming year, okay? So it's going to get more interesting as we get into this year, and I feel these are good changes, right? These are changes that are long overdue, maybe something that you've known has needed to change but had put off for a while, but I feel like ready or not, okay, the resolution is coming through, or some sort of change coming through during this time frame. Most definitely during this upcoming year. So let's see what you got on the brain. Here, Leo, we're going to look at the psyche, and then we're going to go into the emotional self, and then the spiritual picture. So, Leo. So they're giving me another Queen song. He says, I've paid my dues. It's been no pleasure cruise. We are the champions. What is the deal? Some of y'all are bound and determined to be the one to come out on top, to be number one, to be the champion, or you are feeling that way about yourself. A little ego boost for you, possibly. If this isn't you, Leo, again, there might be someone that is surrounding you or in your energy that has that type of mentality. All right, so let's go into the psyche and see. Six of Swords, Knight of Swords, King of Swords, the Chariot, Justice, and the Tower. Wow, interesting. So, Leo, yeah, it's a sense of like I cannot even describe this energy. I heard no take backs. I don't know what that means. Take it or leave it. But it's like, and then they're giving me the song, Take It All Back. There's something here that I feel, Leo, that nobody's going to be able to take from you, or there will be no take backs. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm saying this correctly. There's something here that might have caused some suffering, all right, that has hurt you, but it's like, I'm not going to look back on that. But yet you kind of are looking back on it because it's still present in your mind, which means it's active in your energy, just FYI. But I feel like you coming to the conclusion or getting prepared to cut yourself off from giving attention to that energy anymore, because it's like you've kind of come to your own resolution, Leo. Say you were waiting like on someone else to provide you some sort of resolve. I feel like this is you maybe taking it into your own hands and being like, okay, I can resolve this within myself, you know, by myself. And actually that is what you're being encouraged to do, because when we look for other people to soothe us or to give us closure, it doesn't really provide closure. It actually just keeps it active, to be honest with you, in your vibration. And so it's like you have to go to truly get closure. You have to go within yourself to find that resolution within yourself, to, you know, soothe whatever it is that has hurt you in the past. And so sometimes that can be difficult to do, and it takes a lot of strength, but I feel that that's kind of what you've been called towards, or that's what's coming in during this time frame. There is justice being shown here, though, so there's movement forward and then balance being brought to a situation, but it seems very chaotic energy. It's almost like being pulled in two different directions, like knowing you need to move forward and find that balance within what yourself, right? But then still like re-examining something and being like, I'm not going back to that, but then you go back to it in your mind and it just opens old wounds. And so I feel like, Leo, you're best to just, again, find something creative to put your focus on. Find something that sparks your interest to put your focus on, but try your best not to give too much thought to like something here that maybe even made you feel like, wow, stabbed in the back, you know, because this card sometimes talks about betrayal as well, but there's going to be some sort of resolution around that, but it's not coming from someone outside of you. It's coming from within you. I keep hearing that song. Whew, sweating. All right, so let's go into the emotional space then, Leo, and see what you have going on in the emotions. Don't mind my hair. My hair is, look how huge my hair is today. It's humid out. I feel like I look like a Leo today with my mane. I am not a Leo though. All right. Oops. Okay, I guess I'll take those. 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Discs, the 10 of Swords. It's in the reverse though. Card of Invocation and the 8 of Discs. So it's like on an emotional level, Leo, there is, again, there's something showing up in the mental space that might be disturbing your peace, as that's kind of the words that I'm getting. It's like on one hand, feeling pretty grounded with where you're at and feeling comfortable with where you're at and secure and maybe feeling like, okay, things are coming together here. And I feel like this is something that you've invoked to you. Like you have done the work, Leo. A lot of you have done a lot of inner work already or manifested like a more stable experience for yourself, right? Especially over the past 8 months or so, or 8 days, 8 weeks for some of you, but they're giving me the number 8. But it's like there's still something here that gets in your head. And it's like a fear of going back to something. It's like, oh, okay, I'm feeling very comfortable now, and then, but I will not put up with that again. Or, You know, it's almost like a little bit of a trigger, you know. You know when things are going really, really well for you and you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop because that's always how it's always been in the past, maybe. Or like, you know, you get something, like say you get a big bunch of money, but then you're waiting for your tax bill to come in, you know? So as opposed to like being happy about what's coming towards you, you're already thinking about the expenditure of something. And it doesn't have to be about money. That was just an example, you know what I mean? Or it's like you meet someone beautiful and you're just like waiting to find out that they got skeletons in the closet or something, you know what I mean? And listen, when you look for flaws, you're always going to find them because law of attraction will make it so. Law of attraction gives you what you focus on, whether you want it or not. So if you look for a problem, you will find a problem. Just like I was saying earlier, like if you're looking to another person to find closure, you're not going to find it because law of attraction will just keep bringing you more memories of what you need closure around. And those are the painful memories that you don't really want to recall. Instead, what you want to do is find that closure within yourself and then look for the best aspects of your life in another person or focus your energy elsewhere. And then you will find healing comes in naturally, kind of through the back door. It's almost like you heal from things once you stop giving it all of your focus. But as long as you're giving it all of your focus, especially if it's something that hurts you, then you keep it active. You keep the pain active inside of you. And so it cannot resolve. And so I feel like that's something to be aware of, right? And to pay attention to, because this is like you're calling forth progress here that actually looks to me very stable, but you can always get in your own way with the way that you're thinking about it if you're not careful. So let's see what the bigger spiritual picture is, Leo. The Hermit. So I'm getting like, what? There's something ironic going on. There's some irony in the situation. Maybe I'll get a little bit more on that. What is this? The Hermit, the Ace of Cups. Whoop. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, I see. Oh, 2 of Wands, Ace of Wands. So, Leo, some of you have done a lot of that inner work or, you know, done some spiritual work on yourself. I think it's in regards to relationships for a lot of you. But there's still this fear here of like abandonment or being left out in the cold or this is stemming from old wounding, okay? Or a fear of betrayal for some of you, like looking for the flaw. Some of you, it's like you're not even trying, you're not trying necessarily to look for the wrong in a situation or a person or a job, but it just happens. It just happens because of life experience and you catch yourself doing it. But here's the thing, you are catching yourself when you do it. Is what I'm hearing. So when you catch yourself when you're doing it, ask yourself, does it serve me to look for the bad or can I believe in my own self-worth enough that I can look for the good and know that I'm going to be fine anyways? Because Leo, you're resilient, right? So in the past, maybe it was, you know, you look to another person or other people to make you feel good or whole about yourself, within yourself, only to find out at the end of the day, it was nobody else's responsibility to do that but your own. And also, people aren't very good at that because people are always going to look out for what's good for them because that's what your job is to care for self and love for self. And so you have to be practiced at not needing, other people, right, to validate that within you and being able to validate that within yourself. And when you can do that and you stand in a space of empowerment, Leo, then it's like it doesn't matter what other people's intentions are. It doesn't matter what they do because you got you at the end of the day. And this reminds me a lot of the Gemini reading that I did last week. So if you're doing with a Gemini, check that out as well. But it's like there's a few keywords coming through. Self-resilience, the word irony. Oh, and the other word just eluded me. If it comes back, I'll let you know. But self-reliance and irony. So there's also something here about like, you might find yourself in a very ironic situation or like witnessing something that's very ironic to you. You know, I can't even give you an example because it's too broad of a group of you here. But I just keep hearing, oh, the irony. Something like that. So there's love here, though. There is love here, Leo. And this is self-love. This is the resilience I was talking about. But also, for some of you, you might be connecting in love with another person. But I do feel there's some sort of fear around that. Okay? And if it's not coming from you, it certainly could be coming from the person you are connecting with. But it's just like, there's this part of you, Leo, that knows who you are, knows the truth of who you are. And then there's this part of you that does slip back into old thinking and behavior patterns. And so that's kind of the back and forth I'm feeling during this time frame, which we all do that, right? We all have a tendency to get triggered or, you know, we think we're being realistic when sometimes we're really naysaying our own desires. But there's passion here. I love this. So the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups, there's two new beginnings, one within the emotions, but one also within your creative pursuits. Some of you may feel torn though, you know, do I go towards what I love or do I go towards what I'm passionate about? And Spirit is saying, give it a little bit of time because this will flesh out on itself. Just kind of feel the situation out, Leo, right? And prepare for some sort of solution, because I feel like, really, in my eyes, you should never settle. I feel like we should always hold ourselves to a standard of being able to get all of what we want. And in fact, I feel like you need to hold yourself to that same standard as well, because some of you have settled in the past for some things that you shouldn't have been settling for. And now it's almost like, and that settling was coming from some old wounding that, again, I feel is still active somewhat in the energy. But I do feel that's getting ready to dissipate. All right. Especially for my high vibing Leos that maybe have done some spiritual work around this. So let's see what the Osho Zen has to say. It says the creator and politics. Woo! So Leo, this is a tug of war between your higher self and your lower self. Okay? The part of you that knows better and the part of you that plays the game. The rat race, the ego. You know what I mean? The part of you who like has moved forward and doesn't need to entertain something, and then the part of you that gets sucked into the shadow. And it's like, just find a good balance there between the two, but give the majority of your focus, Leo, to the things that you're wanting, you're desiring, and that's feeling good to you. So what does the law of attraction have to say about this? I thought I heard a card drop, but I guess not. This says, causing pain for others would attract pain to me. The flawed premise, my group's way of life is the only correct way, therefore all other ways must be stopped, is the basis of the majority of happiness on your planet. Not only do those being pushed against feel the pain, but those doing the pushing feel it as well. In fact, the unhappiness, at least fulfilled among you, are those who are pushing against others. In fact, the unhappiest people who are the least fulfilled among us are those who constantly push against others, because in doing so, you disallow the most important relationship of all, the relationship between you and you. So this is exactly what I was saying about why you need to redirect your attention. If you're feeling the pain of something and you think, you know what, there's a part of you that kind of wants to give it right back, Leo. It's like, that's fine, but even if you're justified in doing that, know you tie yourself to the repercussions of it energetically, because law of attraction will make it so. That's why they say that, you know, vengeance is never the answer, because you're going to be on the other end of that energy, whether you like it or not. And it's also a flawed premise that you'll change anyone by pushing against them. It actually just fuels more to push against. And so something to keep in mind. And I don't know if I have any political Leos here. I don't talk politics on my channel, but easy to do. Easy to get sucked into that right and wrong fight, isn't it? When you get beliefs and politics involved, I would steer clear from that during this time frame, okay? Or maybe you're connecting with someone like that. Just let them be right. That's what I find has worked for me. There's a reason they say to never discuss politics among friends, right? So Leo, I'm going to leave it there. Zodiac signs you might be dealing with or have in your own birth chart. I've got Sagittarius here, Cancerian energy, Libra, Scorpio, Virgo, and Cancerian energy over here. So, and I felt Gemini too. Those are the primary signs I'm seeing that could be in your chart or the chart of the person you are dealing with. Keep what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do go live there as well. Tarot Time with Dana, all of it linked in the description box below, as well as in the About section where you can find the donation link. If you'd like to donate, you can do so there. And if you like what I'm wearing today, you can get it for yourself. My sister's online boutique has new spring arrivals linked in the description box below as well. Otherwise, I am wishing you the very, very, very best, Leo. And until next time, my friends, namaste.